What is up, friends? Welcome to my channel, SewGnar Sewing Patterns. If you're new here, my name is Nicole. I know that I have a lot of new followers from the 12 Days of Christmas series, so if you joined and subscribed after that, welcome. I am just a ball of chaos. If you watched my videos, you've probably picked that up by now. But yeah, we're here in 2024. We're going to keep the ball of chaos rolling, and I really hope that you stick around and enjoy what you see. If there's ever a time that you want to see something specific, feel free to shoot me a DM or leave it in a comment below, and I will take it into consideration. I'm not here to make any promises, but I do read each and every comment, and so I do keep an eye on what y'all are asking for. So if you have any suggestions or, something that you want to see, leave me a comment. For those of you that join my Patreon, I appreciate you. Welcome to that party. If you have joined since 12 days, then there has already been a lot of action going on over there, and I hope that you are digging around and making yourself comfortable on that platform. And same message to y'all. If you have anything specific that you want to see, be sure to shoot me a DM on Patreon or leave it in a comment, and I will add it to my long list of things to do. Today, I just wanted to say hello and welcome everybody to 2024. That seems, I'm not like 2024's ambassador, but whatever. I curled my hair. I thought that I would pop on and say, hey. I have a couple of things going on that I wanted to go over with y'all, and I'm hoping then after that we will get back to regularly scheduled, or never scheduled, regularly very random video postings of sewing tutorials. So the first couple things I wanted to talk about is I have a couple of sewing conventions coming up, and I would love to tell you guys about them and hope that you'll come and take some classes. The first one that I'm teaching at is Sew Expo, and it is in Puyallup. I always get it wrong. I want to say Puyallup, Washington. Really nailing it. So that's out in Washington at the State Fairgrounds, February 29th through March 3rd. It is the 40th anniversary of this specific expo. There are a ton of classes. There are even more vendors, but I don't even know what there's more of, but it is a giant expo. I will be teaching on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know which day is which, but I'm doing my Gallivanter passport wallet, and then I'm also doing my bifold wallet. And for this expo, your kits I'll be cutting all of your kits, but the way that you attend this event is you can get a daily pass or you can get an all weekend pass, and then the classes have individual price requirements. Some require class kit fees and things like that. So the class catalog goes live on Monday, January 8th, and that's where you'll be able to find my classes along with everybody else's and all the vendors and everybody who's going to be there. There's lots of speakers and presenters and stuff as well. And then you can sign up for classes on January 16th. So the cool part about this event is the machines are provided, and there are 3 different types of machines, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but they're all provided for every single class. So you just have to show up and we give everything to you because you've previously registered and all of that. So it's nice that you don't have to lug your machine around, and you get to just carry around all the stuff that you want to buy. Lauren Mormino will be there vending, so I'm certain that you'll be able to find me hanging out with her because I will be out there alone. So I will be buddied up with my bestie over in her vending booth as well. After Washington, I will be down in New Orleans. New Orleans for Sew Magical. It's a retreat. This is not an expo, so this is going to be a much smaller atmosphere, much more one-on-one time. It will be me teaching the Coffin Wallet by Seemingly Wicked Patterns. I have amended the pattern a few different ways, and so I will be teaching the way that I like to make them. But so that'll be recessed card slots, installing zippers and all of that jazz, snaps, all of that fun stuff. And then Debbie and Sarah from Salty Sews will be teaching a serger class, and that will be some sort of clothing. So if you're interested in that, jump on it, because that is March 22nd through the 24th, which is right after my birthday. And it's in one of my favorite places in the entire United States. I love New Orleans. It's so fun. And that time of year will be perfect. It won't be super hot. and hopefully it won't be too terribly touristy, but I think it'll be a great time. So included with your payment for that is the kits are going to be pre-cut and included. You get a welcome party with food, and then there'll be a cash bar, and then you also will get one lunch that'll be provided by So Magical as well. And we will be staying in the French Quarter. Well, that's where the event will be. It'll be at Hotel Indigo in the French Quarter. You can get a discount room through So Magical if you want to stay there with all of us, or you can, you know, split an Airbnb. You can stay wherever you want, but the event will be at Hotel Indigo in the French Quarter. So I really hope that you come join me for that. If you haven't made it to a So Magical retreat or like a So Magical, I highly suggest it. It's definitely my favorite vibe of all the expos and retreats that I've done. It's just so much, you have so much more time to just like relax and really get to know people and explore and meet, and yeah, it's just so chill. I do love expos because they're just so full of energy and there's always something going on, but that, for it might seem like I'm extremely outgoing, and I can be, but for somebody who works alone, only lives with one other person, and the creatures that I hang out with the most are furry, being in an expo vibe can be a little overwhelming for me. So I really appreciate the smaller vibe, the smaller size, the classes of these retreats. The good part of these two is that you take every class that's offered instead of having to pick and choose what you want and having to be somewhere on time and maintaining schedules. It's a lot more free flow and loosey-goosey, and I just really appreciate that about these So Magical retreats. So I hope that you'll consider coming. That will be the farthest south that I'm going this year. The farthest, I guess, yeah. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. But yes, so the links for both of those class opportunities will be in the description box below, and you book everything through them. I'm just showing up to teach. But if you have any questions about the class, the structure, anything like that, I will be glad to answer those questions. And if I don't know the answer, I will send you to somebody who does. Another quick update is I had a lot of response on the 12 Days of Christmas videos, and a lot of people were asking about SVG files. So I went ahead and reached out to my SVG maker and had her whip up some for you guys. So we got SVGs for the slim business card holder, the cord keepers, the double zip bracelet, the envelope snap pouch, the luggage tag, as well as the horizontal and vertical slim wallets. So you can find that listing down below. It's on my website. It's a bundle of all 6, technically 7, 8 SVGs in one, and it is going to be a zipped file. So after you complete your purchase, you will download the file to your computer. You're going to right click on it and you need to click unzip. When you unzip it, you'll see all the individual folders will pop up where you will be able to access the individual pattern files. The SVGs are for Brother, Silhouette, and Cricket, and there is a README file in each folder for all of them. So take the time to read that because my SVG lady takes the time to write it out for you, and it is informative. Just a note, it is up to you to know how to work your machines. I am not a machine pro, and as a matter of fact, I don't even use a cutting machine anymore because I upgraded to a Glowforge, which I'm still figuring out as well. But if you purchase these SVGs, it's on you to Google it or to figure it out. There are tons of people who are pros on all of those cutting machines. And so if you just Google, how do I insert the problem that you're having on my insert your machine name, and I promise you, you'll find a ton of videos that will help walk you through that. So yeah, link down below. Next up in my update video is a couple of notions that I've been working on for a couple months, and I'm really, really excited to show them to you. I hand drew this first one. I've been mulling these for quite some time now, and then I was hand drawing the designs and waffled on the designs. I wanted to do like naughty, funny ones, but then I thought for the first drop, I'll just keep it tame. But I made slap bracelets. And you might be asking, like, what do we need slap bracelets for? Because they hold your rolls of textile. So these guys are silicone, so they're non-slip. And then I drew this. It says measure twice, cut once. And this is, I wrote that. I've been practicing calligraphy for a little over a year now. And yeah, I'm proud. It took me a lot longer than I care to admit to draw this ruler and to get it very precise. And my perfectionism was really showing its face this evening that I drew this. But on this side over here, it says SewGnar Social Club. And this is on a matte black silicone slap bracelet. And then these fun ones, I mean, I couldn't not do green. So I got lime green, and this one has two narwhals, and then it says SewGnar Social Club here in the middle. It's kind of like a 80s, 90s disco vibe with the strobe lights flashing back to like middle school with the slap bracelets and the like class photos where you sat all prim and proper and there was like disco lights behind you. Do you guys remember that? It's like pastel background. Anyways, if I ever unearth one of those photos, I will show it to you. My mom actually has one. It was a Christmas tree ornament. I think I was in like 3rd grade. I look like a little rat because my hair is all wet and curly. And yeah, not my greatest school photo, but it has that background. I'll have to see if she has that photo laying around. Anyways, so you can just wear them if you want to. They're pretty cool, but I designed them to hold rolls of cork. So this is one slap bracelet, and it's holding 2 yards of cork here. And you can see this cork is misshapen just because it's been up on my shelf for so long. But it doesn't even need to overlap to hold big, thick rolls of cork. It holds it all by itself. But it's also great for your smaller, thinner rolls. You know, these guys. That's cool. Like when I have pieces of cork where I've cut into really far, because usually what I use is a clip on the top and the bottom, but then as soon as you start cutting into it and you're using one side of it, then you always have these little dangly bits. And so nobody wants a dangly bit. So I like to use them on those. And it'll hold the entire roll like so. But they also hold jelly vinyl, regular vinyl, and then even soft-sided vinyl. So here's soft-sided with the dangly bit. And it holds that perfectly as well. So the link for these will be in the description box as well. I did a limited run on these just to see what the response is. If you guys love them and I sell out, then I'll order more. I can also get all different colors and I can switch it up with designs. If you guys have any funny sayings, let me know. And yeah, so go check these out. Next up is, covered up by all these rolls of cork. Next up are these corner templates. Now, if you are a patron, then you've already seen these. You also helped me pick out colors for them. But my patrons and I decided on doing matte black corner templates. These are a collaboration between Heartwood and Hyde. Jade reached out and asked if I would be interested in doing a curated corner template, and of course I jumped at the opportunity to work with her. If you do not purchase from Chris and Jade, what are you waiting for? They are absolutely incredible. They have the best cork tags, and they're just like really, really solid humans, so highly suggest working with them. But so Jade asked me what are my favorite measurements. So I chose a 1-inch round corner and a 1.5-inch round corner. Then I chose a 1/4-inch bevel and then a 3/8 inch bevel. Now, if you've been making any of my patterns for any amount of time, sorry, Druzy just joined me, then you know that I am a fan of the 3/8 inch bevel. I do it on everything. So this now is so easy, makes everything so easy to cut. Sorry, Druzy is like rubbing all over the tripod. So we chose matte black, but I do know for my sewist seamstresses, I don't know where I was trying to combine those words, but for all of you guys out there, obviously we all have different preferences, especially when it comes to templates. So we did get clear, but I got frosted clear. And then I also did this frosted moss green, which is really fun. Again, can't not do green. But so for the 3 options, we have the matte black, the frosted, and then we have the frosted green. The reason that I fell in love with matte black, number 1, is because black is just like my favorite color. And number 2, this template, you don't need to be able to see through it because you're cutting corners and edges. So we thought that it would be a great opportunity to introduce some color into the template space. So yeah, just like the slap bracelets, these are limited run because I wanted to see what the response is to them. And so I have them listed on my website now, but they're only open to my patrons they're open to my patrons throughout the weekend. And then they will go live for the public on Monday, January 8th. So if you're a patron, you can shop now using the link that's down below on Patreon. And then if you're seeing this video on YouTube and you're not a patron, then you will not have, your link will not show you anything unless it's Monday, January 8th and beyond. It just all depends on whenever you watch this video. I'm not too sure. Another note about these is if you want a standard clear acrylic, you don't want any colors or any frosted, you can go to Heartwood and Hide and get that. Jade will have that one on her site, and then on my site you can get one of these 3 colors. And the last little update while I have your attention is I wanted to let you know that I have been working on a new pattern in the background for the last couple of months. It's literally been on my to-do list since last December December of 2022, because yeah, I'm a slowpoke when it comes to writing patterns, but my patrons helped me decide which one to focus on. And this was the original design, but I'll show you the updated. So this is the original that I've teased it on lives throughout the year. But so this one had 12 card slots and 2 cash slots and 1 coin slot area. But then I made some changes. I wanted to make it bigger and beefier, but maintain the slim profile. So here is the side. I have this one all edge painted. And then I added, here's another one here. This one's all edge painted as well. But so I added a gusseted back area for the coins. So it has a lot of room now. And then on the inside, instead of 12 card slots, I did 16. So this bad boy, even when it's full, 16 cards, and I put 15 bills in each bill slot, it's still maintained its super slim profile. I love this. It's going to be perfect for beginners, especially cork beginners. If you don't want to do recessed card slots, you guys were the ones that I was thinking about when I designed this wallet. But it holds so much. It's kind of hard to see, but see, there's all the card slots there. And so this pattern is going to have 3 different card slot options. So this one you can do straight. You can do this V cut here, and then I'm also including rounded card slots as well. So I've just been working on the design. I've been finalizing, making some tweaks with like interfacings and things like that, and really working out this gusseted section in the back. And I am excited to bring it to you hopefully very soon. If you want to throw your hat in the ring to test this new pattern for me, then be sure that you are a part of my Facebook group, and the link for that will be in the description box below. If you apply, be sure to answer the questions. If you don't answer my application questions, I will deny you. Sorry, just the breaks. I'm trying to cultivate the group to be safe and inclusive and loving and supportive. And yeah, so there's a couple questions that I need you to answer to get in. Beyond that, I also post in my Patreon group. So those are the only 2 places that I will be putting the tester call out to. I am my own person or my own designer. We all have different processes when it comes to choosing testers. I happen to do an open testing call with every single pattern that I put out. I know a lot of people don't do that. They find their team and they keep their team. But I just kind of wanted to talk about it for a second, because I've seen probably 2 or 3 posts in the last month or so about people feeling slighted because they never get chosen to test. And all I can speak is about my process, but I do know almost all of these designers. I have worked with them, or we've hung out or whatever. And I want you to know that it's nothing personal. I feel confident saying that on behalf of all of us in the designing world. It's nothing personal when we don't choose people. And then back to just me specifically, when I do my testing calls, I get anywhere from 60 to 200 responses. So my testing pool is anywhere from 6 to 8 people. Obviously, that's a big gap. So the vast majority of people are not getting chosen. When I am choosing my testers, what I am looking for is somebody who's actually going to return notes and be very descriptive and actually pay attention to the pattern, because a lot of my issues are with grammar or with punctuation. And so after you read a document 400 times, you start to glaze over and you don't notice the missing period, or you did a fraction here, but this one's a decimal. And those are the types of details that I'm looking for in testers. So I'm looking for comprehensive feedback. I'm also looking for somebody who's active in the sewing rooms, because the biggest push for designers in having a successful release is having other people's honest, authentic opinions behind the pattern and helping us push it, to be dead honest with you. If you're constantly seeing me post about my pattern, you're going to keep scrolling. So it's a big difference when other people post about it. So I'm looking for comprehensive feedback, and I'm looking for somebody who's active in the sewing community that is willing to post, knows where to post, and will actually post and help me get the pattern out there. That being said, I don't care how many Instagram followers you have. I don't care if you're an influencer. I'm not looking at any of that. What I'm looking at is, are you active in sewing groups? And that one's kind of a double-edged sword for me, because I am not the most active person in sewing groups, but I'm there. I do comment. I like people's stuff. I leave, notes and things like that. So I'm just looking for the same amount of activity that I would see on my own end. I'm not asking you to do something that I wouldn't do. And then lastly, when it comes to pattern testing, a big part of it for me personally is photos, because I want to be able to use your photos on my listing. I'm also not the type of designer that shares everybody's photos like on my Instagram and stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm barely on my Instagram. It is a cesspool over there, and I don't really care to play too much on it, but I need good photos so that I can share them in my Facebook group for all of you guys. Or the main thing is the listing photos on the website. And so I love having a myriad of different textiles and levels, like skill levels, because then that shows everybody so if you're a beginner, you can tell that this person's a beginner and they were able to do it successfully. And so I'm looking for comprehensive feedback. I'm looking for activity in sewing groups, and I'm looking for decent photography. And I'm not asking for, a DCLR, I've said even a camera. I'm talking about an iPhone photo, not in the bright sun. That's literally the only, I'm like, take it in the shade, take it with a decent background, and then we're good to go. So I don't need you to go to photography school to test and send photos to me. But having a basic knowledge of composition is really helpful. And I think I'm just kind of speaking generally here. When you're applying to teach, or when you're applying to test for pattern designers, these are generally some biggies that we're looking for. So I hope I didn't piss anybody off. I'm just trying to clarify. Like I said, I've been seeing kind of some chatter online. And as a pattern designer, I hate seeing that people feel like that, because it's not intentional. We're not doing it to hurt anybody's feelings. So those are just some tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way that I have learned through being a designer in this field, and for having testers. And for the love of all things taco, if you apply to test and you cannot complete the test on time, speak to the designer. Don't leave them hanging. Don't let them chase you. Just say, hey, look, something came up. There's something to be said about that. You may not be shocked, but sometimes humans are not the greatest. And that is also the case with some people in our sewing community as well. And we get burnt a lot of the time. So there's two sides to every coin, right? All right. I'm going to step off my soapbox, slap on my slap bracelet, and I'm going to kick it. I hope that you guys had a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. I just heard this in a podcast, or read this. I've been doing a lot of reading recently, so I'll take my medal whenever you find it. I feel like reading an actual book now, it's like so much harder than it used to be. But yes, anyways, I've been reading a lot. And I heard or read or saw or something that the reason people have a hard time with New Year's is because if we were on a lunar calendar, so like a 13-month calendar where every month had 28 days, first of all, that would make too much sense. So why would we be on that? But if we were, then our new year wouldn't actually be until springtime. And that makes a lot of sense because like in the springtime is when, you know, you're dormant all winter and you're cozy and you're resting and you're nesting and you're, you know, you're refiling things and staying indoors and just taking care of yourself, really nurturing yourself. And then in springtime, we're like ready to see the world. And I don't know, it just kind of, it resonated with me. I'm probably not doing it justice in the way that I'm explaining it, but all that to say, if you're kind of having a hard time, I'm having a real hard time with motivation right now with this cold weather. If you are like me and you're having a hard time, then hold on, baby, because spring is a-coming. That was a really hard left that way. Anyways, Happy New Year. I hope that you guys are all doing fun. Wanted to let you know that you will find these guys under the templates and supplies tab now. I'm kind of, because I'm adding like more random notions and things, I'm starting to combine. So templates and supplies. You will also find the hardware there. If you're picking up some other things, you need some hardware, be sure to add that so that I can combine the shipping for you. But I've got the mini D-rings. I've got the big guys that come with the 3/4 inch D-rings here. And then, of course, I do still have my zipper overlay templates, the interchangeable. They come with 3 different sizes, and then it has a little rivet guide right there. But so they come together like so, and then it comes with several different options. It will come to you like this. These are UV printed, so they're really nice and easy to read. They do take some dexterity. I got an email recently from a customer saying that she was kind of having a hard time using it. They take a little bit of dexterity to get used to whenever you start using them, but I promise with practice, you'll figure it out. And on that note, I am